You can feel the heat coming up.
Yeah,
just
helps a little.
Yeah.
Welcome back, rugby fans. We are about to start the second game of our doubleheader today, featuring the host University of Guelph Griffins against UPEI Panthers. Apologies to anybody that was tuning in to hear Mark Winokur's voice today. He is unavailable, so I'm Dave Neal here with fellow colleague and Griffin legend Jim Atkinson, who's here to help acquaint everybody with the rugby on display today. Jim.
Well, David, interesting first game. Went to form, I guess, in that UBC Thunderbirds managed to control the game pretty well all the way against Concordia Stingers. So first blood to them as they move on in to the second game in the tournament. Guelph here playing against a team which doesn't have the same sort of depth of competition during their regular season as Guelph does, so they'll be hoping that that stands them in good stead during the game. The UPEI Panthers play in a league with the New Brunswick teams, and this is the first time that they've won that, and it was a close game in their finals out there, but great to see geographical representation from essentially coast to coast.
Yeah, absolutely, and what a year for UPEI to win, meaning they punched their ticket to the first ever official, unofficial national championships. It's again big thanks to the Rugby Canada Canadian Rugby Foundation for helping make this possible, along with the University of Guelph and Rugby Canada. I think so far, great start, Jim.
Good start. The weather's not as great as it might be, but it's not snowing. We didn't have to shovel the field. Temperatures just a little on the plus side. The wind was a bit of a factor in the first game, but not enough that it gave much help to Concordia when they had it at their backs. Guelph will be hoping that they can take advantage of the wind and put some points on the board. After a disappointing outing last week in the OUA final, they'll be hoping to start off on a different foot for this tournament.
Yeah, that's right. University of Guelph come in after finishing second in the OUA to the league champion Queen's Golden Gales, who are a notable absence from the tournament this year. Not really sure we can say much about that other than
their choice. They had the option of being involved in this historic moment. It's been a long time coming to have a coast-to-coast universities championship for men. Of course, we've had one for nearly 20 years for the women, and this is something which has been a dream of mine that it would ever happen. So to see it come to fruition and at fairly short notice is, again, credit to Guelph for taking it on and organizing the event, and also to the other participating teams for traveling and joining us here for this major event in university men's rugby.
Absolutely, a lot of these students finishing up a long rugby season, and for them to take some time away from their studies and make the trip here is definitely not easy. But just a great opportunity for all these teams to measure themselves against the other programs in the country, and to be able to play in a national championship is really something here. As we get underway, we've got Johnny Sheridan kicking off for the University of Guelph Griffins. Puts it deep into the UPEI end and bobbled a little bit, but looks like they're going to run it out here. UPEI looking well organized, at least off the opening touch. They look to take a bit of a clearance, not the greatest clearance kick, and Guelph earns an opportunity to attack from about 30 meters out from the Panthers line. Set piece being a big story of the game in the first matchup of the day. We'll see how it goes here as Guelph looks good for their opening set move. Legaska taking and carrying strongly now, as looks like the blind winger for the Griffins having a go. Referee didn't like something there, but brings it back. We got an advantage from high tackle, and Guelph decides to play quickly. Quick hands, and they were able to catch the Panthers not back 10. So they'll take a penalty about 10 meters out, right in front of the posts. And they've elected to take the scrum. Interesting call.
Very similar to the last game we saw, where at every opportunity UBC used the power of their pack to establish themselves early on in the game when they did have kicking opportunities, took the scrum and took full advantage of that. Did kick some points later on, but it was certainly the power of their forwards that carried them through the game.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how these two match up here. The Guelph front row is definitely experienced. Looks to have a good stable platform here as the Griffins play off the back. And we got a try awarded.
Try scored.
Jordan Hofstra. Great individual effort there. And, well, looks like the decision to take the scrum was the right one for the Griffins as they open the game with a 5-point lead.
Weather a little better than the first game. The rain seems to have blown through. We can only hope it stays that way. But there were quite a few handling errors in the first game that could be just nerves or perhaps the weather was a factor. But it certainly dried off a bit now. It shouldn't be a game-deciding situation.
Yeah, looks like both teams will have a bit of wind and a bit of damp weather to contend with, but nice that the rain's cleared out a little bit, and we can, well, as you've seen here, Guelph's been able to move the ball expansively fairly well early on.
Good. Ooh.
Sheridan definitely had the distance, but ball goes off the left upright and stays out.
Feature of the UBC game was their place kicking. They did very well throughout. Took a lot of extra points, and certainly will make a difference down the road if they're in tighter games.
Absolutely, and we'll see what UPEI can do here off the restart. Well challenged, but off a UPEI arm, and it looks like we'll be into touch from the Guelph, or for a Guelph throw in. Looks like the ball may have been lost forward into touch, so Guelph will get the option to take the line or the scrum, and it looks like they've elected to take the scrum. Platform didn't quite look as dominant as the UBC performance earlier, but Guelph definitely looks confident to win their own sets here. Guelph electing to go through the back line and off the foot. Not taken well by UPEI, and it looks like it's back into the Guelph hands after a great chase. Hoekstra standing at a fly half, now through the tight 5. And out to the other side of the field go the Griffins. Moving the ball really well side to side here. Quick ball well supported again through Sheridan to the big boy, Killboy Francis, who links up with another one of his back rowers.
Little show and go there, and another try for Guelph.
Yeah, great patience shown by Eric Milne there, ball out front, and yeah, nobody, no answers from the UPEI defense as Guelph is over for their second score early. Pretty clinical job in the handling and moving the ball across the field by the Griffins, and yeah, nice to see the home team playing some good rugby.
UPEI, small university, of course, but a sister one to Guelph in the sense that they have a veterinary program out there. So was a time they would come to Guelph, and now they can stay home. And
the kick from Sheridan is true this time. and will push the Griffins up to 12-0 over the Panthers. The UPEI team makes it back to half here.
UPEI number 8 limping a little as he came back up the field there, so I'm sure they haven't fully recovered from their league games coming into this season.
Yeah, big ask from both sides, having played in finals recently, to then turn out and play another 3 games in a short period. But I don't think anybody's going to use it as an excuse. It's the game's the game, and it was never meant to be easy. At least they're allowed to use a full complement of substitutions, Jim.
Yes,
I'm sure.
Which certainly is a benefit over a tight 4 days like this. It's going to make a difference to the health of some of their players. Absolutely.
And a lot different than the days when substitutions were just not allowed.
Those were the days, people refusing to come off the field and go out there and carry them off. So.
You see the Griffins awarded a line out, but just going slightly astray, and the ball's back in the UPEI hands. Looks like we're playing advantage for a knock from the Griffins in the line out. As UPEI looks to use a bit of a clearance kick into the wind, so they didn't get maybe the distance they were hoping, and now we got Hoekstra into space again. As he throws the ball and links up with his opposite winger. But looks like Ben Wust was a bit unsupported there, and UPEI earns the ball back on the turnover. And again, the touch finder into the wind there didn't quite get the distance. Probably the UPEI forwards had hoped, but we'll see what they can muster in the line out here. And it's come off a Guelph hand and forward there, so we'll play advantage to UPEI, who hits it up through the middle. Recycled a bit of slow ball there. And Guelph defense looking pretty adequate and up to the task here. Referee again indicating advantage. Not sure if it's the tackler there. But UPEI continues through the phases here. Again off the foot. The referee says no advantage coming from that. So we'll come back, and tackler not rolling away is the infringement. It's been called. So the Guelph defense looking pretty good so far, forcing UPEI to kick, but also a bit sloppy in taking a couple early penalties. And not sure if it was a strategy to grub her into touch, but it worked. Nobody there to mark it, and well, into a reasonably gusty wind. That's one way to ensure you get the line. UPEI definitely with a bit of a slow and deliberate setup here. So they win their own ball cleanly. Run it off through the hands of that big number 8. And again, quick ball to be spread wide. Well tackled, but cleanly recycled by UPEI. Again, looking to hit up through the forwards and met by a wall of Guelph defense. Pretty tight Guelph defense up hard here, and not giving UPEI a lot of space just yet. Nice to see both teams able to run through the phases here, though. Again, the UPEI number 8 factoring in, recycling some quick ball and moving the Griffin defense backwards. Ooh, great shoot out of the line there by, looks like Killboy Francis.
Knock on by UPEI gives the advantage to Guelph.
Yeah, and we'll see what the Griffins can do with this opportunity. It's like Valenti with the carry, and now as they go through the back line here, Kyle Legaska making a few players miss, getting the offload into Scott Simmons. Ball's cleared back to Sheridan, who kicks for the corner, but well taken by UPEI. Looks like the referee is playing advantage there for offside.
Third time that he's called that. He was going to have to start warning them, I think.
Yeah, we did see a few yellow cards in the first matchup, didn't we? Looks like referee Sam Jones will be having a word with the UPEI players as Guelph looks to take the line here about 10 meters out. Griffin captain Jack Kaler with the throw. And looks like Guelph's got it at the back here in a well-controlled maul. Oh, ball's gone to deck here. Suitably cleared out and pretty easy work for the center Legaska there. As the UPEI defense just seemed to be one player short, and that's where the ball went to. So again, fairly clinical start from the Griffins, who, we'll call it home field advantage.
Perhaps, but certainly it's been tough for UPEI to get out of their own end of the field, so haven't seen them with any opportunity to put pressure on the Griffin line as yet. Again, they'll have the wind in the second half. They seem to be favouring a kicking game, so that might work in their favour.
And the kick is up and good. Stretches the Griffin lead to 19. Probably can't go the whole day without mentioning Gary Whitley, who's another famed Guelph coach, and hopefully will be watching and cheering on for those Griffins.
Absolutely.
And he was the coach of who the now head coach of the Guelph Griffins, Corey Hector, who's done a great job with the program.
And Daryl Devine in there as well. So we've had a run of good coaching support here.
As the Guelph moves the ball out of their own end again. Great expansive work. The back three linking up on the far side of the field. And looks to be a similar attacking style to what we saw out of UBC, with a lot of flat runners, anybody stepping in, and now we've got a kick through from the second row. Ginge well chased, and it's
very nicely done. And good to see a prop following up for the try.
Tight head prop Sam Evans taking advantage of some great work from Jordan Hofstra, and boy, it looks like Blake Aram with the grubber through. Don't often see such foot skills from the second row, nor it chased so well by a tight head prop. But the
sign of a balanced team.
The Griffins will take that tally as probably no doubt a story to tell later on.
So with a quarter of the game gone, the Griffins putting a bit of a stranglehold on the score. Another 2 points added.
And Johnny Sheridan shows the class of his kicking foot, and continues to add points to the board. Watching such a great kick and chase play from the tight five reminds me of former Griffin captain Graham Mahar, who is a tight head prop who also liked to put the ball to boot every now and again, sometimes to great success, sometimes to a bit of laughter. But it's just about playing the game as Guelph bobbles the restart a little bit, but it's still back, and well taken and clean, and Matt Kia getting through the line here as the ball's kicked ahead and well chased. UPEI has got to deal with it inside their own 22 here and looking a little bit isolated. Some good footwork to buy some time, and here come the UPEI forwards back to consolidate.
PEI ignoring the safety play of a kick to touch there and perhaps paying the price as a pin back now in their own 22. Again, a kick through, partially blocked.
The referee will signal advantage, and it looks like the number 8, Killboy Francis, coming in from the side there. Probably a bit of a foolish penalty to take. I'm sure his mom will give him a stern talking to when he gets home. And UPEI electing not to use the grubber strategy, but still hitting touch. Again, the breeze probably taking a little bit of distance off, but enough just about halfway here. And hopefully an opportunity for UPEI to get a little bit more offense strung together. Taken in the line by the UPEI tight head prop. And now they look to move expansively.
End of a forward pass there, but no call against UPEI. And again,
play on. If you make it look good enough. Looks like playing advantage from a little knock on from Black and trying to collect that ball off the floor, but back into UPEI hands, and they'll look to go to work here and void the scrum. Well tackled by Guelph 5 and 6 here. Nothing coming, so the referee's going to bring it back for the scrum. First opportunity, I think, here to see UPEI set. Hopefully they'll have a little bit more luck than Concordia did this morning. Now the teams are playing on a turf field, but been down walking around. The footing's good if you got your metal studs in. And looks like UPEI is going backwards, but still has the ball out the back.
Advantage to UPEI.
Well, the advantage looks like a flanker may have been off early there, and yeah, the referee comes back. Yeah, and it was Guelph back row unbound early there. Tough one to take when you've done the work to get them on the back foot, but a little bit of discipline that'll have to be learned if they're going to progress on.
Across the halfway stripe, the Panthers now hoping to turn this into some sort of advantage.
Yeah, they line-out takes haven't all been clean, but well, there's another one over the top, and this time it's into Griffin hands. The captain, Jack Kaler, has the carry. Something didn't look right there, and the referee deems it. Yep, that was a player beaten by the ruck there, unfortunately.
Hooker forgot which way he was going.
Yeah. And Guelph will take advantage from the penalty. Ball goes into the hands of Sheridan, who flips it back to looks like Andrew Douglas here, who will take a kick to the sideline and will look to play for the line out. Taken out by a smooth left foot there.
So far, Guelph showing eagerness to use the full width of the field in their attacks. So, see where this one's going. Good drive from the forwards.
Yeah, looks like the forward pack is under control here. The ball's well worked in at the back. And still some great shape in that maul as they get about 3 meters out from the line. Referee signals advantage in from the side, and it's the captain, Jack Kaler, who carries over.
Textbook stuff. So good control, good drive, maintained. And the sun starts to shine on the Griffins. So
yeah. Well done by the skipper there to control the ball at the back. He looks like a younger, possibly fitter and more muscular Eric Howard, the famous Griffin international, who's currently with the Canadian team, preparing for a matchup against Spain this weekend.
All preparation for the big games against Uruguay coming up. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it will be a heck of a waste of that plane ticket I've already booked to Japan if the Canada boys don't make it. But I suppose I'll enjoy watching some of the other teams play.
There'll be lots of rugby.
Yeah,
it won't quite be the same.
Well, we're still fully expecting the national team to pull it out against Uruguay and make it on. But first up, Spain. As we get back to action here, UPEI, well, the scoreboard's starting to get away from them a little bit here, isn't it? In the first half, we're looking at a 33-point advantage to the Griffins. But UPEI is able to take back the restart and earn some possession inside the Griffin end. So a bit of a sloppy pass through the back line, but referee Sam Jones is dinged the Guelph backline for being offside. It's like from the line out, so we'll see what UPEI elects to do with this. They're not taking the shot at goal, which is probably advisable given the score line, and looks like they'll take a line out just inside the Guelph 22.
Of course, given the 2-3 team pools, score does make a difference, so Guelph will still be trying to keep the pressure on, but they'll want to bring some of their backup players in, get them blooded in this competition as well.
Yeah, it was one of the things we saw in the first game, wasn't it? Both teams going
fully using
deep into the reserves here. Looks like the ball has come back off the line and knocked forward by Guelph, so we'll play advantage. And UPEI looks to get a little bit of momentum going forward here. Still playing advantage, says the referee. And again, another well-tackled player. Yeah, haven't seen an answer yet for the Guelph defense from UPEI, but not for lack of trying. They're definitely able to work some phases and string some passes together, but Guelph defense seems to hold.
Last few minutes have seen the Panthers show a little more penetration, looking to turn that into points.
They earn the scrum here. Better platform this time from the Panthers as they look to play expansive rugby. There's a hint of an overlap there, but looks like well tackled, and the Griffins still back in Panther hands here. Looks like we may have a difficult time getting this one out as the Guelph tacklers have held the ball up and earned the turnover in the scrum. And we'll see Guelph back to work here just inside their own end. One cleanly at the base. Solid platform here. Back to Sheridan, who goes to the boot. Takes advantage of a bit of the wind in his back. And ball's bobbled, but still backwards. And an attack coming from UPEI. A heck of a pass thrown there into Guelph hands and then into the UPEI hands. And away down the field goes UPEI. So they've done well to come out here. Gained some hard charging runs by the front row. And looks like the tackler needed to release the ball carrier there prior to pulling the ball out. So it'll be a penalty against Guelph. And UPEI looks to make quick work of it and get the ball into touch.
And sustaining some field position here. Bit of a Hail Mary pass there that could have gone either way. But fortunately, the bounce ended up in the green hands. Once again.
Yeah, tough pass to throw in this wind.
Yeah. Very deliberate setup at the lineouts here.
Yeah. But, again, the throw is had a bit of struggle there, and deemed to be not straight, so Guelph elects to take the scrum. And why not? The platforms look pretty good. Looks like UPEI moved their loose and tight head props around a little bit, hoping to find a little bit more stability. And as Guelph holds and clears it out through the center of Legaska. Oh, and well played out to the open side wing. Stays in bounds, links up with the fullback again. Still keeping him running, and now it's just a foot race. And nobody's going to catch Andrew Douglas as he gets across the line.
Well, end-to-end stuff here by the Griffins. So, off their own 22, some fortunate balance from some of them, almost tackled, but UPEI couldn't quite bring down the runner.
Yeah, a couple of missed tackles there for UPEI, really adding up, and the support and the ability of the Griffins to kind of link up through the contact point there.
Didn't see a prop in at the finish on that one, but
no, unfortunately, they were all high-fiving after the scrum, I think. Starts with the platform.
Clock's winding down now into the last 2 minutes of the first half. Looking to put 40 on the board.
Well, Sheridan's first kick, just a little tepid off that left post, but this one looks to be right out in front, and expect him to make pretty short work of that. As he does, flags are up. 40 points in 30 minutes from the Guelph Griffins is a statement to make. Opening the tournament, showing a bit of offense. And probably happy to have another opportunity to play given their performance last weekend, and kind of standing in and taking one from the Queen's Gales. It's a tough way to end a season on a loss, isn't it, Jim? So
this was a chance to redeem themselves, absolutely.
Nice to have.
Nicely taken.
Great take as the ball hung up in the wind there a little bit off the restart through Sheridan and Legaska, and we get back to Hoekstra on the wing. Valencia knocking over several tacklers to penetrate with quick ball back to the Griffins. Johnny Sheridan looks for Legaska on the wing. It's dropped, but the referee's playing advantage. He's got the Panthers for offside here.
And a talk, I think, that's been happening too often.
Yeah, just a little bit the result of the Griffins just playing fast ball, a lot of offensive pressure, and UPEI is doing the best they can to slow it down, but it's got to be within the laws. As we go back to Andrew Douglas here to put that the ball off the left boot. Looking for touch, didn't quite find it as the ball bounces. Hit a UPEI player, but went backwards as is deemed by the referee, but a great tackle there. And I think the referee's going to judge you as offside after the tackle before he picked up the ball. And UPEI puts the ball down into touch. Looks like we've still got time for the line out. As the referee checks his watch here, UPEI will look to score some points to close out this first half.
Again, not straight from UPEI. The lineouts have not been working for them at all.
Nope, but I think the referee let the throw go and has now called advantage after came forward off some Guelph hands.
And there's
and as we go into halftime, the Griffins are up 40-0.
Promising start to the competition for the Griffins, as they would have hoped on their home turf. So a few minutes to regroup and I'm sure that they'll be putting some fresh bodies out there to take advantage of the reserve pool that they have.
Yeah, good opportunity for the Griffins to allow the full roster to get a bit of a run, and again, everybody experienced their first national championship. And I guess you could say the same for UPEI. Not to say the game's completely out of reach yet, but well, they'll be playing into they'll have the wind at their back actually in the second half, won't they? UPEI,
and they seem not reluctant to kick, so maybe they'll try to take advantage of that.
Yeah,
long way to come back,
but as we saw in that first game, the UPEI, the wind didn't have as much of an impact on the run of play in each half as maybe you would think. So we got a bit of time to kill at half here. Jim, how about a recap of maybe the last 20 or 30 years of rugby history in the Guelph area and maybe OUA? We've seen...
Well, the big disappointment over all those years has been that we haven't had a final that really served the game well at the end of the year. Each of the different regions having their champions, but not a chance to play in a true championship game. I think you in '98 was out for an ad hoc championship, but and there was an earlier one in the '80s. But this has been a long time coming, and certainly is something which will benefit the game at the university level, I believe. So perhaps we'll see more of those teams coming out. I mentioned in the first game that we ran that there was a time when University of Toronto were very strong, and that kind of faded away, I think partly because players chose to play with their club sides. But if you have the opportunity to play at a national level as a student, I think that's a highlight for many people's careers, and it will be great to see this evolve as we hope it will, and provide a platform for developing young talent.
Yeah, that's right. I had a great chat with national team talent identification manager Ken Goodland down at field level between matches, and he reiterated the same thing. He said Rugby Canada's got their eye on this tournament, and they will absolutely be looking to pull players directly from this tournament based on their play here to move on and get into the Canada program, and real chance to identify athletes outside of the age grade levels, which kind of go cap off at U20, and then there's a real void where players don't have the outlet to get in and to be seen and to test their talent at a national level. So this combined with the university infrastructure should really be a great way to build a little bit more pathway and to involve the university rugby and just to create some cohesion across the country if we can get a good partnership going with youth sport here.
Certainly need to broaden the base as much as we can, I think, because other countries in the world are picking up their efforts in the game, and it's becoming harder and harder to maintain your position in the world rankings, as we've seen. So I never thought I'd see a time when Georgia was ranked way higher in the national standings across the world compared to Canada or whatever. But given the traditions of the game that go back, the UBC team that's here, 100-year tradition of playing rugby, and it seems we've lost our way somewhat, and maybe we just need to rethink what we're doing. Certainly worked well at the women's game. The women's game has come on so fast in the last 30 years, and a lot of that talent has come from smaller centres, and I think universities are a way to bring talent like that through the system. Maybe we rely too much on the big city centres to generate our talent. There's a lot of athletic talent out in the smaller towns and so on that we could bring in, and I think university rugby is a way to show that, to showcase it as well. So.
Yeah, I think those are all good points, Jim, and I think that we're definitely at the turning point here, and what's being created with this national championship. So great to be a part of the inaugural, and can't wait to do this again next year. Hopefully, maybe under slightly better weather, but it's a real pick 'em across the country in November, isn't it?
Yep. We're a country with too much geography and not enough history, they've said, but it's always going to be a challenge where to put these games. At one point, it would just be by default BC, because they can play through the winter, and it's an opportunity that isn't there for much of the country. But nevertheless, I think some of the facilities that are being developed allow teams to maintain their skills through the winter. But certainly this is a great opportunity to see what is up and coming in our system.
It is a great problem we've got here, isn't it? When you look at how short the men's OUA and I'm sure the Quebec and the Eastern Canadian conferences are under the same pressure, trying to get the season in and done. It can't start before school starts, and it's got to end before the snow flies, hopefully, and it means a lot of rugby in a short period. But I think you're right. If we can get a bit more infrastructure in too, that'll allow us to play indoors, then it just gives the rest of the country a chance to even up that opportunity that BC has, being able to play year round.
Absolutely. Well, you've had the opportunity to play Ontario, West Coast. You've seen the game across the country, so you know that the interest is there, but it's bringing it all together requires the effort, and that's why it's great to see Rugby Canada and the others bring this on as a priority, because I think we don't want to leave it too late. If Uruguay, with 4 million people, can have World Cup soccer teams and a challenging rugby team, we can't just keep falling back and saying, well, we can play hockey. We got to play other sports as well. So.
Totally agreed, and what a sport to play, as we see both field, the Griffins are out to take the field again, and UPEI seem to be taking a bit more time to stay warm. They're probably enjoying the same warm indoor weather that the Queen's Gales are enjoying right now, I think. It's if you have to draw it up, if you tell the players it's going to be 4 degrees and a bit rainy and windy, and there's a rugby game on, some guys aren't going to want to turn up, but huddy to all the guys out here, as we say, Guelph, it's got to be a back wearing that blanket right now on the field, just waiting for that whistle.
Well, out at Lethbridge last 2 weeks ago, there was one player on the Calgary team with bare knees, so it was minus 19. Don't see why anyone's wearing a blanket in this weather. There you go.
Yeah, comparatively warm, and no gloves or toques being worn by anybody here, is there? I think saw 1 or 2 sets of bare knees on the players, and even a set of bare legs on one of the coaches when we were out there in Lethbridge, didn't we?
But not you, Dave. You're too smart for that.
No, too smart. That's a Mark Yonkis move.
Absolutely.
But, got a decent fan contingent here from the home side.
Yeah, getting a few in, and expecting that to grow with the games Saturday and Sunday. Guelph's next game, of course, on Saturday, and then the medal games on the Sunday. So the hope is going to be that we don't get any downturn in the weather, but if it stays like this, we'll get the crowd out, I think.
It's definitely a good start to the second half here for the Griffins, who take the ball cleanly. Didn't see the player number, but you can definitely see the jersey numbers climbing here for the Griffins. They've gone to the reserve bench and giving an opportunity for a lot of other players to see national level rugby. As the captain Kaler takes the ball into contact. Turnover's just a little slow, but the referees judge that the tackler needs to release a little faster as Guelph goes quick here from the penalty. And again, the back three linking up well and looking dangerous. Nice little spin move from the reserve, number 25 there. Guelph going backwards a little, but still maintaining possession and running out some quick ball. Again, Kaler, the captain there, just steadying the ship and going forward. Referee indicating advantage again at the breakdown. Now we've got UPEI off their feet. Guelph again elects to go quickly and just play the fast rugby. Well recycled here. And the boys look to go expansive. Again, well taken. The Guelph center Simmons into some space here. Ball comes back on the Guelph side, and they continue to attack now inside the UPEI 22. Good work by Ben Wust. As the ball gets cleared out the back again through Kaler, who's filled in that receiver spot.
Kaler down, I think.
Looks like he's gone down a bit hard. Back to his feet
favoring
now.
His shoulder, maybe.
Guelph continues to rumble forward. Nice little offload there from the fly half Sheridan. And backdoor pass didn't quite go to hand, but still cleaned up by the loose head prop. Taken in and recycled by Guelph, building the phases here. Haven't penetrated too much until the big lock Ginge goes over and takes Guelph up to about 10 meters out. Kaler again into that first receiver spot.
Oh, nicely picked up.
Nifty little set of hands
handling
there between the fullback Andrew Douglas and Ben Wust, who gets over for the score.
Good sustained play there from the Griffins. Moving it through hands, finding space. Got some very shifty runners. UPEI not able to find the answer.
Yeah, nifty bit of handling, and just shows you keeping the ball alive with players running onto it is, oftentimes going to create some pretty nice rugby. As we wait for the tee to be run onto the field here, looks like the number 8 Killboy Francis has been relegated to water duty. Get the tee out. He's got a lot of try hard, so that's a good position for him, and hopefully something you can get a little more practice at.
Or train the dog to do it.
Remote control car actually would probably equal Colby's in intelligence as long as it was an updated model as well.
Electric car, though. No, there's not. Yes.
The kick just away from Johnny Sheridan, but into a reasonable breeze and from a sharp angle. So probably definitely not a sitter, but puts Guelph up to 45 on the score sheet. And UPEI still looking for their first score. Restart knocked back by Simmons, who hangs onto the ball, makes the first guy miss, and Guelph looks to recycle quickly. Bit sloppy out the back as we had decent contest there at the ruck. And it looks like we've been lost, but contact a bit high, and so UPEI has been marched back 10 meters, and quick tap from the Griffins.
Good driving run. Yes.
Sees a decent tackle and more advantage to being played by Guelph, but they're going to continue to look to work it through the hands. So we got a good rumble forward here out in the back line. Ball well cleared from the base again. Valencia carries strong. Quick one-man ruck to recycle and back through the hands of Sheridan. Referee says everything's come backwards here, so we'll continue to play on. The reserve locks takes the ball into contact, and it's cleared out again. Nice little out the back pass here, well drawn, and it into the Hands of the tight head prop, Sam Evans rumbling down the wing. Sheridan with a nice little move to split the defense into the hands of Valencia, who finds the reserve hooker open, who links again with, that's number 6, Eric Milne. Well done there as well, Alex Chaffee.
Excellent support running. Lots of options.
Yeah, great break by Sheridan just to get through the line and find Valencia the open man. Try well earned for the Griffins as we see Sam Evans being replaced.
Can you tell the live text operator to take a look? Second half is totally hanging off.
It's like Mitch Gleaven's coming off as well.
Convert is good.
Sheridan makes short work of the convert to stretch the lead to 52. Still about 23 minutes to play as well. Looks like Sheridan's making his way off as well as Guelph goes deep into the bench here. I think the game's well in hand at this point. Guelph controls the restart and hits the green button on the offense. 6, Lincoln with 5. Clean break up the middle, back into the hands of the reserve scrum half, who fends off a defender, and he'll win the foot race in for another Griffin score. 57 and kick pending. Well done to Chris Gray for the pass and support.
Again, taking Route 1 down the middle of the field, but good support on either side. Some excellent running again. Very different game to the first one, where tight scrums were a feature of the game. We're seeing a much more open game here.
Yeah, the number of scrums in the first game, I think, was a bit indicative of the overall sloppiness in the play, really. It was UBC looking to play some expansive rugby, but in just a touch of rain and with a bit of wind and cold, just weren't able to squeeze the ball as often as maybe they would have hoped, and resulted in a lot of set scrums. But UBC was able to earn those back. Guelph, to their credit, has been able to move the ball fairly well and play reasonably mistake-free rugby, and it's been at the expense of the UPEI Panthers, who have had their share of defense to play today.
So both the Panthers and the Stingers have got a quick turnaround. Both have games tomorrow, so they're not going to have much time to lick their wounds after these 2 games to start the tournament off. Of course, McMaster and University of Victoria Vikes waiting in the wings to get their first start tomorrow.
Yeah, both of those teams will definitely be eager to play after watching their fellow provincial teams do fairly well on day one. Looks like more sloppiness around the breakdown, and Guelph earns the penalty. And they'll kick for clearance, which hangs up a little bit in the wind there, but still a Guelph lineout. And bit sloppy, but it looks like play on from the referees. Ball went straight down and back into Guelph hands. Gain balls come backwards from Guelph. Carried forward as they look to recycle cleanly and get a little more ball. Playing with a good amount of depth here. As the loop around is well defended by UPEI. Nice little piece of handling there, but again, well defended by UPEI. The referee's got his arm out, signaling advantage here as Guelph shrugs off a few tacklers and carries the ball forward, but looks like they were going to turn that one over in the ruck, so Referee comes back to the original advantage and stops the clock. Looks like he'd like to have a word with the UPEI captain here about
yes, going to his
number of
pocket,
infringements.
unfortunately. Yeah. So, adding to their woes, UPEI giving up a lot of penalties here, giving up a lot of points, and now down a player. So
it isn't going to help their chances losing the number 8, but I don't think their team's ready to fold up the tent just yet. Guelph kicks for the line. And ball's not thrown straight there, so the referee will give the option, and it looks like UPEI is elected to take the scrum. Which they'll do a man short. So it'll be interesting to see how this holds.
Mm-hmm.
Push comes on from the Griffins, but looks like it's wheeled 90 degrees. And, of course, new laws, Jim, mean that goes back to the team that put it in originally, and we just reset and do it again.
Right.
We'll see if Guelph can take advantage of being a man up in the pack here to turn over one of these sets, but the UPEI front row seems to be doing a good enough job of getting the ball back here as it ends up in UPEI hands, and they look to clear. And tackler now swarmed by the Griffins, who will look to hold the ball up and earn the turnover, and they have done it, and they'll pack down for the scrum. Guelph ball.
Credit to UPEI for trying to keep the ball in hand, but there are times when you might be better off putting it down the field and having a bit of a chase on. They've got the wind behind them.
Yeah, that's true. You hate to kick it away when you've got to score about 60 points in 16 minutes, but it would be nice to get to use the wind. I think Guelph takes a bit of infringement there for early drive on the shove. Front row doesn't seem to be all that happy about it, but I don't think that's going to change the referee's mind. Front rows are generally unhappy most of the time anyways, aren't they?
Something they have to learn to live with.
Yeah. And really well defended there by the Griffins, who made a stop on a hard-charging UPEI player. Now the ball goes to the air. The game well taken by the Griffins, who take the ball up just inside the UPEI half. Bit of a loose pass there.
Ooh.
And it's come forward, and now it's in UPEI hands.
No advantage call there, unfortunately. This looked like a chance for UPEI to take a real advantage, but called back. They'll just be looking to get the goose egg off the board at this point and regroup.
Yeah, they'll have to go back to the drawing board for tomorrow, but hard to say the Griffins haven't earned the points they've put up. And I guess you could say the what ifs if Guelph would come out and maybe put together a little more strong performance against this or like this against the Queen's Gales last week.
Yep.
They have taken the smile off Will MacArthur's face a little bit, but it's a lot of what ifs in this, and at the end of the day, it's the teams that win the game that get to write the history. And right now, the Griffins are doing well. Oh. And Guelph just seeming to attack at will here and finding gaps in the UPEI defense. Another ball well recycled. A bit sloppy, but referee says it's gone backwards. But UPEI looks like they took it in the counter ruck, and yeah, Guelph came out the Guelph side, but didn't happen legally. And what a clearance kick!
Excellent clearance
Off the left
and again.
from UPEI, using the foot to some advantage now. And I think we'll have them with their first attacking opportunity of the second half.
Less than quarter of the game to go. They'll be looking to get on the board. A lot to nothing.
The Griffins making a substitution here. The referee holds time. And ball's won back by UPEI. The Griffin defense here just giving the UPEI offense some problems getting going here, and they've earned the turnover. And now it looks like Guelph's attacking with numbers down the far sideline here. Game tackled but well recycled. And dummy pass by the reserve hooker, who fends off a few and finds a player on the inside. He loses it forward. And scramble defense by UPEI was just enough to stop Guelph from getting over the line. And now they've earned themselves an opportunity to play some offense as the referee holds time while we get some more substitutions on. So, fun fact, the current record for points scored in a national championship is held by the Guelph Griffins, who have scored 59 of them in the first game. That's also interesting fact. That is 59 more points scored in a national championship game than the Queen's Golden Gales, who have yet to register a point.
Mathematically correct, but...
Mathematically correct. That's
and of course, Griffins have broken the UBC record, which stood for, I think, an hour and a quarter. But
did.
There we go.
It was quite an era when UBC was on top there, wasn't it?
Good to see attempt to play running rugby. Unfortunately, we're losing one of the Panthers. Is being helped off the field. Looks like his visit to Ontario might be coming to a close.
Yeah, long way to travel, but if I've learned anything about the East Coasters, they enjoy the opportunity to get out and enjoy the local culture.
Absolutely.
So no doubt he's earned an opportunity to do that, as the Panthers look to clear their own end here, and Guelph ends up with the line out just inside the Panthers' half. Bit of pressure coming on from the UPEI defense. Looks like the referee's got his arm out advantage for a bit of a high tackle there. And Guelph not able to execute the wide play, so we'll come back for the penalty. Nice little touch kick there. Looks like it might have been, I was going to say Scott Simmons, but I think he's off. Must have been Hoekstra. This Guelph again looking fairly clinical in the set piece here as well. Maybe not quite as dominating as the UBC pack, but they've definitely executed well of Guelph, and this is another maul with a lot of good shape here. Stopped just shy of the line. Looks like they are over, and the try's been awarded.
Again, very nicely worked. So they made a good 15 plus meters on that drive, showed good control. That's the kind of thing which will be interesting to see up against other teams in the tournament.
Yeah, no doubt.
UPEI a bit out-muscled here at the moment.
Yeah, it's turning into a bit of a long day at the office for the UPEI Panthers. They've got, just about 50 minutes played now with another 10 to go. Still an opportunity for them to string together some offense, somebody to score a try, and opportunity for the Griffins to continue to execute some rugby and hopefully build into the weekend.
Of course, the games over the next 2 days are 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock Eastern time, so if you're looking to tune in, keep an eye on that. A little earlier on Sunday, 11:30 and 1 o'clock games for the medal round.
Hopefully that doesn't interfere with anybody's church time, but it's going to be some great rugby on display all weekend, including what we hope to be some great games on the Sunday, as everybody will be just that little bit more eager to take home the first national championship title and bragging rights across the country. As UPEI gets the game restarted here with a kick, Guelph fields and carries back just into their 22. Again, going just out of hand, but ending up in some Guelph hands. Kicked through, and just a bit of a comedy error.
A little bit of shambles.
Yeah. Was deemed to have been kicked into an offside player by UPEI. Guelph penalty is taken quickly, and Valencia runs into a whole pile of bodies and get some shape for Guelph to attack. Griffins working the ball well through the hands here. They've got a couple of extra unmarked jerseys, but cut it back upfield, and we'll play from the set here. The scrum half making a little bit of a dart, but
team forward.
Yeah, I was don't want to tell the referee how to do his job, but I was thinking the same thing. It looked a little bit forward from our angle as well. And well positioned enough to make the call. Good opportunity this tournament as well to give the referees a chance at some higher level rugby and an opportunity to call a game with a little bit of tension on both sides and the pressure of a national championship. And I think both young referees are reasonably young, being in their Sam's in his early 20s, and Dale isn't too much behind that, and say both of us have acquitted themselves quite well. UPEI again haven't quite been able to clear their end, and Guelph earns a line out just inside the UPEI end here. We're playing on the Canadian football field, which has two 50-yard lines, and the 55, of course, being halfway. Oh, a little dart from the reserve scrum half. He's into space. He's going to hang. And, a great little toe tap there from UPEI, and they've won the turnover. Really well done by the UPEI defense, and that ball just squeaks away into touch.
A bit of early chicken counting there, I think. But, yep.
It was
good defense.
It looked like the reserve scrum half there, Chris Gray, was almost as surprised to make the break as anybody else. Wondered where all the defense was.
The Red Sea move. That's
yeah. A lot of misdirection in the UPEI lineout, and cleanly won off the top here. So they go to the boot. It looks like it's just been overcooked a wee bit, and ball was carried back into their own 22 by UPEI. So it'll come back for a Griffins throw. Unfortunately, referee just getting into the way a little bit there and affecting the play, so he'll blow the whistle, and Guelph will earn a scrum from the point at which their attack was stopped. Gain a solid platform from the Griffin pack. And nifty little piece of handling there, but just gets a little bit too loose, and the ball ends up in the UPEI hands and is pounded down the field. And now Guelph picks up the ball at halfway and restarts the attack. Nifty little bit of footwork there by the reserve back three to get a little bit of go forward, miss a few tackles, and UPEI's defense just running out of numbers a little bit there. Griffin players taking it into touch, and UPEI earns the line out.
Some creative running there by the Griffins, stretching their legs a little as the game winds down. So we have the trophy down below somewhere here today. We have one name on it already, Spencer McTavish, the Spencer McTavish Cup. So Sunday we'll see who joins that as the first winner of the championship.
That's right. Spencer McTavish is the longtime coach at UBC, and a great name to have on the trophy. Always nice when the players can play for a piece of history.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of names on trophies, I believe there's a CIS Coach of the Year award with a Jimmy Atkinson name on it as well, Jim.
That just shows you they'll give it to anybody. Oh, a great tackle.
Yeah, great
there.
tackle on a big man as
yes,
the UPEI tight head prop was on a heck of a rumble there.
A lot of commitment in a tackle like that.
Yep, but really well done by the Guelph back three to make the tackle, and UPEI continues on attack and just working into the Guelph end here.
Good defense.
Yeah, but a little slow to support at the ruck, and it looks like the ball's gone back into the Griffin hands. Clear the ball from the base.
Sure, after a game like this, the Guelph coaches are kind of happy to see the Griffins having to run through defensive duties as well to tune up that part of their game.
Absolutely, they'll. Don't think all the games are going to be as easily separated as these first two have been, but that's with any national championship. The play will get a lot tighter as teams start to focus more on that final trophy. But as we close out in the last 3 minutes or so of play here, I'd say pretty good first day to the national championships, Jim.
It's worked out well. Stands have got a fair number in here for the locals, and can only expect that to build over the next few days.
Yeah, the fans will have to bring the warm weather gear, but being Canadians, they definitely own it. Guelph looking to move the ball around the park a little bit more, and have done so quite well with Hoekstra stepping and jumping and jumping and stepping and fending off several tacklers.
And losing the ball as he goes over the line.
Unfortunately, that's the only part that counts, doesn't it? Referee's just going to double check with his touch judge here to see what where the ball was lost. I mean, lost forward is definitely the call.
Scrum down.
5 meters out. Well, it'll be a long way UPEI'd have to go to score, but if they're going to do it, now is about the time, because we're definitely under 2 minutes here on the stadium clock.
Hint of a high tackle just before he went in for a touchdown, but referee's call.
Yeah, I think it's a tough call to make it at this point in the game with that score line, really.
Oh, we had the counting your chickens try. I think that was the headless chicken.
That it is. So the Guelph scrum takes the ball back into the UPEI in goal. I'm not sure anybody really knows where we're at here. As the ball comes just outside the UPEI line and is just cleared away by the UPEI fly half into touch. Still got time for the line out.
Well, lots of scoring today. Not particularly competitive games to set us off, but certainly hints that there's going to be some big games down the road.
Yeah, that's for sure, and it'll be interesting to see how things shape up as the game goes forward. Guelph and UBC are on opposite sides of the draw, so no opportunity for them to meet until the final day. But I'm sure the UVic Vikes will have something to say about where they stand in relation to UBC, and I'm sure McMaster will be looking for an opportunity to have a go at this level as well. As the referee blows the final whistle, Guelph Griffins take the game 66-0 in a generally well thought out and exciting affair.
Spent the last 5 minutes finding ways not to score, so that bodes well for the future. Certainly lots of points, but the handling skills that we saw today were impressive, and both UBC and Guelph get a couple of nights rest before they continue their campaign. So we've got lots of excellent rugby ahead of us. It's going to be a fantastic first tournament, I think. And I really believe that Sunday's games are going to put the right people on the trophy.
Absolutely. We'll have lots of great opportunities with the rugby coming. Good chance tomorrow to see McMaster and UVic. And Saturday we'll see some of the top teams head off against each other in what will shape up for a great day Sunday.
Well, tomorrow we have Mark Winokur will be here in the stadium with us doing the commentary. So if you can make it tomorrow, tune in. Otherwise, back on Saturday for the rounds, you'll have Mark and Dave as your trusty duo. And we'll toss coins to see who does this on Sunday. It's been a great time talking to you guys, and hopefully you'll tune in again. Take care.
You bet. See you later.